Welcome back, everyone, to this week's edition of the calendar. We just got finished talking about Blues Fest and all the cool things that are going on over the weekend. And of course, one more time, blues-fest.org for more information on all of those events going on until Sunday. And I guess we should keep going.
I know. Like, that is not the only thing happening.
We could talk about Blues Fest for a long time, but it's not the only thing happening. Steel Magnolias. This movie, oh my goodness, was so great. It was my favorite. It's Julia Roberts' movie. Just loved it. But it actually, you have originated from a Broadway show.
Yeah, it was all Broadway
and I didn't
show.
really know. I guess I knew that, but you don't, think about it.
I think it was actually based on a book even further.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a Broadway
Makes
show.
sense.
Then in '87, and then in '89, it became the famous movie with Sally Fields, Dolly Parton, Julia Roberts. Who's who. So basically, it takes place in Trudy's beauty salon in Louisiana, and that's who's anybody gets her hair done, and that's where everything happens. But the exciting event is the fact that Steel Magnolias is being played up at the Totem Pole Playhouse, and Melissa Gilbert, as we know from Little House on the Prairie, will be playing Lim. So she'll be there performing until June 15th in the production. So if you're a big Little House fan, or if you've loved her from other stuff.
And everyone loves Steel Magnolias, right?
Yes, I mean, you can't go wrong with that. I mean, bring your tissues.
And I'm not even really like a girly movie kind of person, but I always loved that. I just thought it was great. All generations.
Yes.
So let's put the information for Steel Magnolias up 8 p.m. Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. And then, of course, we have some times at 3 o'clock on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And I'm not going to go all through that again. So there you have that information. But it continues until Sunday, June 15th. So you have lots of chances to be able to go up to the Totem Pole Playhouse of Court in Fayetteville, Pennsylvania. And tickets range depending on $21 to $45. Not a bad deal.
It's a nice place to go because it's in Caledonia State Park, so it's kind of cool. Like, so with these hot days, it might be a place to escape for a while.
Lots of chances to go, so make sure you check that one out. And now we're going to go down to Williamsport and Doubledays.
Now, Doubledays is a new event in Williamsport.
I don't think I've heard about
it.
Yeah.
Now, in July, they always have Retreat Through Williamsport, which is about the Confederates retreating back from Gettysburg. So they decided that they really they spent like over $80,000 to refurbish Doubleday Hill. It is named after Abner Doubleday, who set up with his cannons up in.
So is that it?
The Civil War captain.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that, now you have Riverview Cemetery. Is that the same place, the cemetery up on the hill?
Yeah.
Is that Doubledays Hill?
Yeah, I think it's like, it's all
connected?
It's all up in that hill. So they're really doing this event that's free, but they're asking for donations because they're really trying to help refurbish the Riverview Cemetery, where generations of Williamsport people are buried. So it's a 2-day event. It's double day. So it's Saturday and Sunday. Starts at 10 a.m. on Saturday, same time on Sunday. There's going to be tours. There's going to be
what's tombstone rubbings?
Tombstone rubbings is when you take a piece of paper and you take like charcoal or something, you lay it against the tombstone and you rub it.
Oh, and then it tells you can read what's on there.
Exactly, because sometimes the weather is So they'll be telling you too about symbols on the tombstones and what they meant. And really historical events. Scott Begunier, who is a city council person, I talked to him this morning, and he was saying that this is really about educating people. They've had a lot of graffiti issues too up there. They want people to
that's really sad
embrace it.
That's such an
old,
love
it.
really cool little historical spot.
So this will be a great event.
Okay. Doubledays, Williamsport Heritage Event, 10 a.m. Saturday and Sunday, June 1st. Well, this coming Saturday and then Sunday, June 1st, which of course is off West Salisbury Street in Williamsport. It's free, as Crystal said, though. Plan on making a donation because that's really something important we should preserve out in Williamsport. And I don't know, I read this earlier, the turtles in the fifth dimension. All I could think of was Ninja Turtles, and I'm like, not the right thing. Okay, so why don't you take it from here?
The turtles were
I start saying Cowabunga.
The turtles were a huge band in the 60s. They play Happy Together. We're happy together.
Yeah, see that, and then I kept going, and I read through the songs. I was like, I think I know which one she's
or
talking
I
about.
like It Ain't Me, It Ain't Me, baby. Oh, it ain't me, baby. Everybody's like turning the channel right now. So, and then the Fifth Dimension.
The Age of Aquarius. I know
Yes.
that one.
Which is like the 60s anthem. Up, Up, and Away, which I always remember from like middle school. We had like these, in chorus, we had these books, and Up, Up, and Away was one of the songs we had to sing all the time in our beautiful balloons. Now, Margaret McHugh, I think, has passed on away, I think. She was an original Fifth Dimension member. If not, she's still not going to be there. So, so there's going to be a lot of people.
Well, that settles it. No.
So there'll be a lot of events. This is great. The Lure Center, there's not a bad seat in the house. So go out. You know, it's a really even like buy tickets for your parents. Get them out of the house for the weekend.
Yeah, it's always fun to go up to the Lure Center because they
Yeah.
have a lot of really, really cool people and groups and everything that stop by up there. So the Lure Center, the Performing Arts Center at Shippensburg University. Of course, tickets vary in price from $35 to $49. LureCenter.com, or there's a phone number up for more information. And this next event, I did not know that seeds from the garden of President Thomas Jefferson are growing locally.
Yes.
Now, I think that's really, I just think it's so neat, you know, that you could take a seed and flower. It's amazing. I think it's really cool. I don't know how they can prove that, but I believe them.
So it's called the Plum Grove Rose Show Off. It's the very first event they've had, specifically for the roses. Now, they used to have hybrid roses there, and then about, I don't know, in the 90s, they decided it was time to do heritage roses.
Okay.
You know, we hear about heritage vegetables.
Or heirloom, is it the same thing?
Yeah,
where you
heirloom
kind of-
vegetables and
okay.
stuff. It's basically the same thing. You're passing on seeds that are taken
I
from
just
those
think that's really
actual plants.
I just think that's really
Yeah,
cool.
so they're going to have, now heritage rose will probably only bloom once a year, and it has to
Okay.
date back to the 19th century or older to be qualified as a heritage rose.
Oh, very
So
interesting.
yeah, so that's interesting. And so it's not only about roses. So they're going to have food and Dixieland jazz music, and it's going to be a great event. Now they just had the National Pike Fest, so if you weren't able to get up there, the Plum Grove Museum will be open. They're going to have their plate exhibit too there.
Okay.
So you'll be able to get inside and see a bunch of events.
All right, so we'll leave you with the information for that. That wraps things up for us on this week's edition of the calendar.